So this is basically held in by butyl tape, which if you guys don't know, it's a really soft rubber. It's this crap right here. It's almost like a seam sealer, but it goes on as a tape and it is removable. Now you can see that we've got gaps in there, and this one just essentially kind of fell out of the bus, which this is a little tiny window. This isn't a big window, but we are deleting these windows anyway. So we will be using sheet metal. The big sheet in the back is actually 18 gauge steel, and I will be making templates of these, and these will be going in to the window frame and getting sealed up, because back here is where our bunk area is. So, I mean, as cool as it is to have a whole bunch of windows, it's a little bit nicer to be able to insulate, not only because of the cold and heat and weather and stuff, but noise too. So we have a whole bunch of people to sleep in here. We have 6. I was gonna hold up fingers, but I only have 5 on one hand and I'm holding the window with the other one. So hold on. 6. That's what we have. So we're gonna delete a couple over here. We have a really big door over here, which the door is gonna be really cool. We have something coming for you guys that hopefully you like, and I haven't seen yet on any school. Have you seen it on any of them?
No.
Okay. So hopefully that ends up really, really nice if it works out the way we plan to. So we're going to end up deleting these 3 windows, 1, 2, 3. We're going to end up moving the emergency window so we have a cool swing open window for ventilation and for comfort and beauty. And that was a joke. And we're probably going to end up deleting this first window right here. And then the remainder of it, I'm pretty sure we're leaving all windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not touching anything else, just where all that stuff is. So really, that's not that many windows. I know a lot of people delete a ton of windows. This is only an 8-window bus to begin with. It's a 32-seater, I think. Whatever. We really have no idea how many it sat because the back half was all open for wheelchairs and stuff. And I mean, really, we're only supposed to seat 1 person per wheelchair. Unless it really... Have you ever seen a 2-seater wheelchair? just wondering.
No, but I thought about creating a. I'm not gonna tell. Actually, I'm not gonna tell my secret. Because somebody will go out and build one, and I won't get credit for it. So.
Freaking thieving ass YouTubers. All right, that's what we're doing right now. We also did this, which you guys will appreciate. I think you'll appreciate it anyway.
You make a lot of assumptions.
So show them the holes in the floor.
Okay.
And then
so
explain what that was from.
these were. Can you see that? There we go. All right. So holes there, and holes. There we go. Here. So they were for the back heater. And we ripped the hoses out, and the actual heater was in that corner. And then we made panels to fit on top to cover the holes. And they fit perfectly, thanks to me. Just kidding. But it's hard to see them because of the shadows. There we go. So yeah, that's what we did. That's what we're doing right now.
Yep, we're going to seal those bad boys up, but we can't seal it up until we use Cora-Seal on the rest of the floor.
Yeah.
Because we do have some surface rust. Actually, we can see that up here.
Yep.
If you look. We have a bunch of surface rust up front, but luckily none of it looks structural, so I don't think I'm going to have to actually repair any of it or replace sections, which is a plus because this is an internally ribbed bus, which means that the ribs that support the floor are all part of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really want to cut a section out, weld on top of the ribs. I'd have to overlap, and that would throw the level of the floor all off too. Not that I have a problem with metal fab, obviously. So we are just going to clean it up and Cora-Seal it. And once it's Cora-Sealed, then we have to go back and we have to fill the 5 million freaking holes.
You can see them.
See pepper in the floor.
I mean, there's just right in front of my foot. It's like 10.
Yeah. Now, big shout out, though, to our local steel supplier, which during this craziness that we have of people not shopping anywhere and places being closed, steel supplier actually stayed open, and they stayed open by appointment only, and that is Joseph Fazio's in Glassboro, New Jersey. You guys are awesome. It is a bit convoluted to place an order there, but they do it on an appointment basis. So I online ordered the steel that we were going to get. I didn't have to make contact with anyone. I paid over the phone. I showed up with the trailer. They dumped it on my trailer with a forklift. Again, no contact from anybody. I strapped it down and I came home. So what we were working with, you guys already saw this sheet here. This is 18 gauge steel that we're going to use to close to delete the windows. This is 16 gauge. Now, the reason for the thicker steel, and I know some of you may say this is overkill. I build things overkill. I always have, and I probably always will. This is actually for the roof. So we have our hatches here. A lot of you guys get rid of them and do cool stuff, whether you do rooftop decks or whether you do solar or whether you just do a skylight or something along those lines. We found out very early on that this particular emergency hatch vent is leaking because the flange that bolts to the roof has a big ass crack on either side of the roof. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's right next to the support ribs in there. And we found out that we had water and it was running down the side and it was coming in here. You can actually see the rust mark on the ceiling. And it was running down the side and dripping everywhere. And we didn't find that out until we had part of the floor already removed. So we thought of a good way to maximize the big old hole in the roof. And I picked up a Dometic, fantastic fan. It's a model 1250. I got it from a really nice guy on Facebook Marketplace who sold it to me at about half the price, and it's still brand new in the box. The guy's like, yeah, I'm not going to use this, so just whatever. If you want it, then you want it. So the issue is that the hole for the fan is only 14 by 14. The hole for the hatch is 24 by 24. So we're going to take this 16 gauge. We're going to make a 30 by 30 patch to put a big flange around the top of it and support it. We're going to seal it with some absolutely permanent marine sealer. You guys, I've seen a lot of you guys do this, and I'm not to knock you in any way, shape, or form, but when I do something, I want to do it once. So we will actually be using 3M 5200 marine adhesive sealant, which is, if you've ever touched it before, you know it's insane. So we're going to seal this bad boy to the top. It's extra thick, so it will support any kind of wind load, any kind of snow load, any kind of water load, and we'll be able to cut it and put the fan in right in the center and trim it as we see fit. Now the beauty part is, guys, we don't have any mold in here.
God bless you.
I swear that wasn't the mold. There was no mold. I just said mold and then I sneezed. There's something wrong with that. So I got no mold in here, and because we're in Jersey, and that's what this bus was spec'd for, we have a ton of insulation in here. This isn't like a half inch of fiberglass insulation. I have like a solid 3 inches. I can't even put my hand into the cavity because there's so much insulation in here. Now, to save money, we actually do intend on keeping the steel ceiling in here. We're not living in this again. I mean, we've said it before. This is going to be a tour for us, a toy hauler, if you will, and a place for us to just kind of get away and camp for a weekend or a week or whatever. So we got our steel, and we also picked up steel for our bed conglomerate, in which Lauren is standing in right now filming me. And we discussed that, why we're pulling the windows. And again, our bed conglomerate is something that neither one of us has seen in any build to date either. So we're really, really hoping that it works out for us. And yeah, we're just gonna rock and roll and do it up. So thanks for watching, guys.